Sometimes compassion and empathy are the best gifts one can give. A retired Lowcountry transplant decided to use her skill of knitting to warm the hearts of local cancer patients. We followed her journey last year.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. We're here to knit.
It's Christmas time at the Bazemore household in Somerville, a home fit for extreme holiday decorating. But you won't see it on any reality TV show. Rather, it's a festive and comforting place for these ladies to sit down and knit.
You know, you don't have a tiny loom, do you?
But they're not making Christmas gifts,
After you called me yesterday, I made that hat.
although they do that too.
But you know, they would be good to do some of those hats for Christmas.
Yeah.
So if
I was going to make some more of those.
can you make like 10 more?
Yes.
These ladies, these Wits, are using their time and talent to warm hearts and whip up smiles at Rupert St. Francis Cancer Center.
Well, that looks nice together. Or isn't that a green one there with a ball on the top?
Kathy Miller understands the battle these patients are facing. So she decided to amass a small army with capable hands and got to work.
When I started the Knitwits, a lot of those people didn't knit, and I had to teach them. Started it because I was a breast cancer survivor, and I joined a support group and saw a lot of people that had lost their hair, and some of them were embarrassed, and some of them, wore a scarf around their head or just a hat or something. And I thought, I could knit some hats for these people.
Kathy has been knitting since college. After running an adult daycare center for a quarter century and raising 3 children, she and her husband retired from their home in Baltimore, Maryland to live in the Lowcountry.
Well, we moved here primarily because we wanted to be near a teaching hospital.
A decision that quite possibly saved her life. Kathy was diagnosed with breast cancer immediately after moving here 13 years ago. Since undergoing radiation and taking part in a clinical trial of a cancer-fighting drug, Kathy has been cancer-free ever since.
It's just devastating. I mean, any cancer is devastating. And if you haven't had it, you don't really know what it's like. So I just felt bad for these people and started a way that I could maybe help.
It's drop-off day at Rupert St. Francis Cancer Center. Kathy has brought her baskets of handmade woolens that immediately capture everyone's attention.
Their names are the Knitwits. The Knitwits. Oh, I love you, Knitwits.
A cornucopia of warm slippers, caps, eye masks, lap robes, and crowns. The latter typically reserved for children undergoing treatment. A bittersweet coronation for 9-year-old Ella Hodge, who is fighting neuroblastoma.
I feel happy because I liked it, and I usually, when I went out somewhere, I would mostly just wear like a hat or something. Like when we're going out somewhere.
Ella is now cancer-free and has some big plans when she grows up.
When we do stuff at school, I always ask if I could go back to MUSC and help other kids and stuff. To be a doctor.
All right, so Kathy, how does it make you feel to come back to not just this hospital, but to other hospitals time and time again with your knit goods?
Well, it makes us feel good to be able to give back something. As a cancer survivor myself, I know what it feels like to be all alone in there. Yeah. And if you haven't had any kind of cancer, you don't really know what your feelings are like. And so we go to every hospital that we can and try to cheer them up or encourage them to go on. We're there with them.
Would you like a hat?
There is no doubt that experiences like receiving those caps enables and improves the patient's care journey. Cancer care is hard, and anything that's done to make that easier, the patients are appreciative, the staff are appreciative, we the providers are appreciative. Our patients are among the bravest people in our community. I mean, again, anything that we can do to make that journey easier, we're just very supportive of.
Over the last 5 years, the Knitwits have delivered more than 1,000 hats, 400 to 500 lap robes, and the Knitwits don't take a dime. Not from the public, and certainly not from the patients.
Well, we don't really need it. All our yarn is donated. I put an ad on Facebook or some website asking for yarn to make hats for cancer patients, and tons of people called and said they had yarn that they had maybe started a project, never finished. They would like to donate it, so I go out and pick it up and bring it back. And at one point I had 47 bins, plastic bins full of yarn.
And they don't do it for the credit either. Feedback from patients is rare, but when they do reach out, it's priceless.
People that have texted me about getting a hat said they were really excited that somebody was out there rooting for them, you know, and they felt like they weren't alone and that there were other people out there concerned about them. And it makes me feel good that I can help somebody else. What would it take to make me stop? I guess I'd have to die because I can't ever see myself not doing something with knitting. I don't think I do anything for me. I just enjoy doing what I'm doing, you know, and that's what I do for me, is help other people.